fact that the government has not supplied nearly enough copies of the document for members of Parliament to be able to look at those documents while the minister is speaking.
Carlton.
Thank you very much. I guess with all the money printing deficits, they didn't have enough paper left to print these documents, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the Minister of Inflation for her presentation today. It reveals that inflation is in fact 50% higher than she promised in the budget. Wow. And the deflation that she said we'd have a year ago has definitely not materialized. $500 billion of inflationary deficits mean more dollars chasing fewer goods and higher prices. The result, of course, is that housing and gas is up by a third, making it hard for people to get to work or house themselves. Food prices will rise $1,000 for the average family next year, and not to mention that taxes cost the average family more than food, clothing, and shelter combined. The more this government spends, the more Canadians pay. And to add insult to injury, we learned today that the government is collecting a windfall of tax revenue as they get higher taxes on higher prices. It's called the inflation tax, or as liberals would say, just inflation. So my question is a very specific one. How much in extra tax revenue will the government collect as a result of higher than expected inflation on the backs of Canadian consumers?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister.
Mr. Speaker, that question actually was a very general and meandering one. So I'm going to offer a general and specific answer. And let me say this. Yes, the government did undertake extraordinary spending.
Second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So let me be very clear. Yes, the government did undertake extraordinary spending to support Canadians during the fight against COVID-19. And Mr. Speaker, in this fiscal update, we are making provision for further spending in that fight. We are spending on therapeutics. We are spending on rapid tests. We are spending on boosters. And we are making a $4.5 billion provision to account for potential additional costs imposed by Omicron. Mr. Speaker, I am absolutely confident that the vast majority of Canadians understand that this spending is not only necessary, it is essential to protect health and also to protect our economy. And Mr. Speaker, the results speak for themselves. Our economy has already more than recovered all the jobs we lost to the COVID recession. GDP is nearly at pre-pandemic levels, and this is a better performance than most of our peer countries around the world.